What is a doula?
I don't know.
What is a doula? I have no idea.
I've heard of the word. I thought they were sort of like a midwife.
I think that it's a person.
I just learned about the word doula in the nursing program, and it seems that most males aren't familiar with the term.
The doula is there to provide the mother with support and to make her feel comfortable and safe. Doesn't make decisions medically, but it's just kind of there for the mother.
Doula comes from Greek, I believe, and it means female slave.
I think that the benefit of having a doula is kind of like the same as traveling with a friend in a foreign country, a friend who's already been there. Birth isn't an everyday experience for a lot of people, so you have the benefit of having somebody who knows what's normal and knows what to expect and can reassure you, help you navigate that new experience.
So for my first child, I did not use a doula. Did sort of use a doula, not really. I had my cousin there who's a nurse, and she was sort of our doula. So she helped us make decisions when we weren't sure what we wanted to do, and was just there for some extra emotional support. And the second time around, I wasn't going to use anybody, but I knew I was going to be trying for a VBAC, which I was a little bit nervous about. And towards the end of my pregnancy, I thought it might be nice to have a doula around, and I heard that the presence of a doula makes you more likely to have a successful VBAC. And so I did have a doula for my second child, and it was a great experience. I was not successful at having a VBAC, but it was still helpful to have the doula there.
So a doula can help couples decide when to go to a hospital, depending on giving them some perspective of where they sense a woman's at. And how I do that is I look at how close the woman's contractions are, how she is acting, and how responsive she is to me.
So one of the things that the doula did for us that was especially helpful was to let us know during early labor that it wasn't important to rush to the hospital, and that we probably had a good amount of time to just stay at home, because otherwise we would have been in the hospital for an additional 24 hours at least, probably, which is not what anybody wants, to be sitting around at the hospital when you could be at home and walking around in your neighborhood.
For our first child, we had a doula, Trudy, and she was with us from the start to the finish, but that start to finish was 3 days long. And in the end, we had an unplanned C-section, and they even allowed Trudy to come into the operating room with us.
A doula can still be there to support a woman even if medical intervention is needed. But the role of advocacy and the role of being really in there with hands-on support has to be kind of move away to let the medical professionals assess what needs to happen with mom and baby.
For me, it is a wonderful opportunity to have an additional person to help and be in the room to help bring this baby in. I think often it takes a huge team to deliver babies, and it takes a huge team to deliver babies naturally.
It's nice to have that extra set of hands that know what they're doing in the hospital, and for the third one it actually turned out real well because I misdiagnosed. Laura had some symptoms that she was actually in transition, and I didn't really pick up on that. And as soon as the doula came over, it's like, hey, she's having a baby now. And so had she not come, we would have had the baby at home.
The most important thing I think a doula provides is emotional assistance, but also strength. I had back labor, and she really assisted in relieving my pain.
They're also good advocate for you, so if you want something, your birth to go a certain way, they'll be there. They know the nurses, they know the doctors, they'll they'll say, no, this person really, really wants to do this, or this person really doesn't want to have this epidural.
So a lot of men will say, oh, my wife doesn't need a doula because I'm going to be there the whole time and I'm going to take care of it, and oh, the family's got it covered. And then they actually get to the birth and the dad just like totally freaks out and like is squeamish and is nervous, and like, you know what, that's okay. That's like more than okay. If you're having a kid, to be nervous about it, it doesn't mean you love your wife any less or that you're gonna be, you know, bad at being a dad or any of those things. That's just how you're reacting to something that you are also going through. So that's where a doula really comes in handy, because it takes a lot of that pressure off dad, that he feels like he can leave the room and take a nap or eat or drink water, and he needs to do that because he needs to be healthy after they have the kid.
Using a doula?
Yeah, using a doula, I
didn't really consider it. We didn't know much about it. We were very naive and blasé about the whole thing, and reinforced by the fact that we really trusted our doctor, and we kept being told that everything was going great.
For this birth, it would have been nice to have someone there who we had known beforehand, because our doctor didn't deliver us. Like, we didn't know any of the medical staff that was there from.
And even in the 8 hours we were there, we changed over nurses a couple of times and doctors once, and I mean, everyone was great and it turned out really, really well, but it would have been nice to have someone who knew what they were doing, who'd been through it before, who we knew.
Or who could just kind of reassure me, because I was terrified. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. The doctor kept telling me, you know, oh, it's about to get really bad.
Yeah, we really felt like we got talked into the epidural.
Yeah. Oh, doulas are great for husbands. Really what it does is it takes away that guesswork of, is this okay, is this normal? Because you have somebody just having this background patter that's reassuring and that's letting everybody know that this looks great and that's a sign that this is happening and this is a sign that that's happening and we're on course. And if a dad knows that we're on course, then he's going to be right there providing all of the emotional support and connection that his partner needs.
The hard labor was only 10-20 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Pushing.
I pushed like twice and she was...
Yeah, it was really quick. And because it went so smooth is what makes us have second thoughts afterwards that maybe it wasn't necessary.
No, I don't think it was
If it had been a long, hard labor, we wouldn't even be questioning it now, but...
Yeah, I'm happy with the outcome. Obviously, I wouldn't change that, but if I could go back, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have gotten the epidural, because I think it made my recovery just 100 times worse.
A lot of women that have doulas have a very low C-section rate, have a very successful breastfeeding rate, and so if you're looking at from a financial point of view, which my husband would want to know, what's the bottom line, is that you're going to get better outcomes overall for both mom and baby, as well as you're going to get less injury and less illness. So I think there's a financial benefit that could not even be measured by the use of a doula and the services that are provided.
I'm very interested in becoming a doula. I think the work that they do is amazing, and again, I wish that I had just somebody there to tell me that I was doing well, and that, you know, my body was doing exactly what it was supposed to do, and I didn't need anything else.